Hey, soul survivors, we're all in different stages with our narcissist. So, we're going to talk about the divorce process, what you may expect. So, you may have a psychological evaluation that you need to go through. It's not always going to be fair. Sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't, depends on your psychologist. Also, sometimes if the narcissist gets there first, that they will taint what the psychologist will think about you. So be prepared for that. The narcissist is often believed. They play that victim card. They like to make up stories or elaborate or fabricate that whatever this little truth is, just like those fish stories, they can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So even any little small thing that you may have done. So just be prepared for that. Also, be prepared, document everything. If you haven't left yet, record things, take pictures if you are outside of the home. Realize that the narcissist, most likely, they're going to do one or two things. Either fuck you and they don't want anything to do with it. They'll walk away scot-free, but they will try to take everything that they can. A lot of times they're angry. It shows a blow to their ego. And even if they didn't want to be with you, they don't want you to have anything most of the time. Be cautious if you have children. Either they're not going to want anything to do with the children or they're going to try and take them from you. So make sure there are certain things with the consistency of the residency. So be careful moving out. Be careful moving into a new relationship or moving in with somebody, that you have to really be very careful on everything that you do. The more consistent you are in a job, the more consistent you are in a home life, because if you want residential custody with your children, it may talk to your attorney, but it may not be advisable to just say, screw this, I'm out. Take your safety first. If you have to leave, that's important. So safety first. It can get real heated, really no holds barred on what they're going to do. And they're going to paint you in a bad picture. Have all the documentation that you can have. A lot of times judges don't like the he said, she said stuff. So it's really hard to get through these types of custody battles. And the narcissist has such like charm or charisma or sneakiness that they will say things in such a convincing manner. And you have to be prepared with how you react. Don't get overly emotional. That's seen as weakness, even though you've been through so much. You have every right to be upset, but don't let it show, because that will be seen as weakness, even if you're in the right. That we have to try to control our emotions. We try to speak succinctly. Don't get into all the drama of it, and have the child's best interest at heart. Have your knowledge base. Make sure you pick the right attorney. I went through a custody battle where I did not have the right attorney, and because my parents were paying for it, I knew ahead of time this was not the right attorney for me. I begged my parents to change him. He just wanted to put me in a good light, which makes sense, build me up. And we weren't married, but we went through custody battles. So build me up, which makes sense. But his attorney did build him up and cut me down. So we have two built up people and one cut down person. So who's the better parent? So you got to be careful on how your case is pleaded, and know the law, know your rights. And there is some stuff that you will have to do from the back end. Don't just rely on your attorney. Have one you trust, but also proactively know the personality of your narcissist and what they may do. A lot of times they can get personal protection orders on you or build up a case of police reports. They will entrap you in calling and then maybe saying that you're harassing, that they will go to great lengths to make you seem crazy. do everything you can not to fall into that trap. And it's really hard when emotions are involved. There's a lot of times betrayal or trauma or children involved, but knowing the law, knowing your rights, knowing that even if you lose part of the house or part of the belongings or whatever it is, that those are material things and those can be built back. And choose which battles are the most important to you, whether it's the house, whether it's the children, whether it's a car, maybe let some of the house go, whatever works for you. But just realize that if you are dealing with a narcissist, that things don't always go good. Sometimes they don't show up. They just want to be with a new supply. But definitely document. Stick to your ground. Don't get too emotional. Know as much of the law as you can. And just have faith you're going to get through it. And have a positive attitude. Because when you go in negative, your emotions are going to take over you. And I want the best outcome for you. And I know it's a difficult time. So I hope some of that information was helpful to you. One-on-ones are available. Make sure you get the right attorney. That is one of the most important things. If you can work out things with your narcissist, that's the best option. Sometimes you can do something if children aren't involved or if you guys agree to things. It's nice to agree to things because then that's an agreement you guys compromised on. When you start putting it in the law's hands, they're going to make your decision for you. And if you can work things out with your narcissist, that would be the best option. If not, the courts are there to help you. And hopefully they're fair.